Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As I was about to title today's video, here to talk about the extinction of stretch bigs in NBA 2K24. Now that is, in my opinion, pending. So, in today's video, as you can see, we're looking at Iggy Mo's build right here. I'm not going to be showcasing way too much of this or anything like that because I don't want to be jacking people's content, but I do want to show you guys the build. So, as you can see, we're looking at a build that if you recreate in 2K23, and I will show you in just a second, it is a 92 overall. So it is down 7 overalls from last year's game. So 6'9s in general have seen a big nerf. Stretch bigs and just the way this builder is constructed is very hard to actually design a build that is so multifaceted and so good at all types of things. So with stretch bigs, obviously you want to have a good bit of shooting, aka a little bit more than 77 in my opinion. Not to mention, you obviously still want to be pretty good with defense. They're called poppers, right? So in Stage and Pro-Am, they're more so meant to be actually able to guard the pick and roll because you're meant to be like guarding the other team's big, essentially. So as you can see with this one, he's got 99 D-board. He's still got good block for the gold anchor, has the interior defense that's required for it as well. However, the Prim D, not very good. The speed, not exactly great either at 6'9", only having 76 speed. And strength, you know, I guess this is the hot commodity, hot debate of the community so far. 90 strength on a popper build that isn't even going to be doing much bulldozer type stuff at all in the first place. Now, what stands out the most with this is that it has 70 driving dunk and 50 standing dunk. And mind you, you're meant to be a pick and roller, not to mention to swing to the corner on like passes and stuff like that too, so 68 pass accuracy. Long story short, it is seeming extremely hard to make an outside big this year, not to mention, if we come over to this real quick, so the badge requirements right here are what we're going to be displaying. This was posted by Zach Timmerman on Twitter if you want to check it out from the direct source, but what I've done is put them into, you know, smaller screenshots essentially so I can zoom into them and actually see stuff, you know, because it was extremely hard to see in the main original post. But anyway, with this, we have things like slippery off ball, max height 6'9". I want to talk about how tall stretches are extremely patched in this year's game, and I feel for the people out there that are into that style. I will say though, people like Tonic, I 100% see them making things like a 6'11" and absolutely killing it on that, and I still can see people being a spot up on a super tall outside stretch big. It's just, to be in a world where you're going to try and get close shot to like 90 something to take advantage of your super tall, crazy wingspan, to also still get hittable three-pointer, to also still not be a liability in the fast break passing, to also still have versatility in the defense, even though you're probably going to be 7'3" if you're talking like that. So Prim is already out the equation. Not to mention, I've seen what those big bigs are moving like right now in the gameplay, and it's been tough. To be fair, that's a lot of times they have like 99 strength as well, but regardless, my whole point is balancing interior, block, rebounding, shooting, pass accuracy, and to still have high close shot, and maybe even to still dunk the ball with decent vert is looking very hard to do in this year's game. Not to mention, once again, we have things like Space Creator that are now maximum heights of 6'11", so people like Joey and Tonic that were, you know, doing stuff like this, my own teammates for that matter, are also going to be dealing with a little bit of a difficulty and some patching, so to say. But anyway, besides that, not to mention we have Agent 3, which is also going to be height capped at 6'11". This isn't as big a deal because I don't think you're going to be able to achieve much of like an 86 plus three-pointer on a build above 6'11 anyway, but bronze is definitely going to be something that is no longer ran on like tall bigs or anything like that. Not to mention, if you want it to be able to move at all, we once again have talks of even like height capping on playmaking badges. So triple strike is 6'11 max height. You can't get triple threat badge for anything 7 foot and above. Also, I've seen and watched a video, I don't have the footage right now, but maybe I could pull it up, of, I think it was Spillboy. Spillboy was showing in 2K Lab's video of all, and matter of fact, let's just pull it up right now as I'm speaking on that. Alright, so I want to use this part of the video, most specifically. Again, shout out to 2K Lab for this footage right here. But while I will say strength is almost maxed on a lot of these different types of builds, I wanted to show you guys pausing and going to every individual height and showcasing the massive discrepancy in speed when you get into those high thresholds. So as you can see, with 6'8", we're at 82 speed. Once the strength maxes out is where it's kind of pointless though, because that's where you'd start bringing the weight down. But regardless, you have a pretty good benchmark right here of just panning through, being very diplomatic with this stuff, and literally just saying a small forward at 6'8", versus a 6'9", versus a 6'10", versus a 6'11", default, you're going to be able to see about how much speed you're losing for every height. So from 6'8 to 6'9, you're going from 82 speed down to 78. From 78 down to 75. So long story short, you're going down 4 speed, then 3 speed, from 6'8 to 6'9, and then from 6'9 to 6'10. Now from 6'10 to 6'11, 75 down to 72. So that's only a loss of about 3 or 4 for every one between 6'8 all the way to 6'11. However, as you're gonna see, when you get into the centers right here, so let's use these centers as the example. So we have, we'll show the 611 to 610 again. So 611, once again, right, and again, it's different weight, so it's going to be different when it comes to judging that small forward versus center. But regardless, you're still going to see the discrepancy and the difference in speed, and that will probably never change, to be honest with you. So from 6'11 to 7 foot, you are looking at only a loss of 2. But watch this. So when you go from 7 foot to 7'1", you're going from 66 speed down to 58. So that is a loss of 8 right there, of 1 inch of height. And then from 7'1 down to 7'2, you're going from 58 to 51. Now from 7'2 to 7'3, it wasn't a very big difference. It was like 6, which actually is still a lot if you compare it to the earlier heights. But as you can see, these tall bigs are really feeling it. Now, like I said, this will not be what your actual speed is because, as you can see, it's 260 pounds. You don't need to be that. You got 99 post control, you got 99, rebounding into your D, strength, all that. So you will absolutely be going down on your weight a tad bit when it comes to this. Not to mention it's not max wingspan, so that will also lower your strength a tad bit too. But just wanted to keep you guys informed on the fact that these tall bigs are really getting nerfed in terms of the speed. Now again, don't sit here and stare at the 45 because you're going to take the weight down a little bit. So unfortunately, I don't have full access to the builder and I don't have I would have been in here absolutely looking for like the speed thresholds on, what is 99 strength, but also, the certain height that you can find and just use that as a benchmark. Like for instance, as useless as some of this information is, let's just show a 6'7 with 243 on the, again, this is default at center, right? So the default has 99 strength too. So we're just using this as a scale essentially. And yeah, the weight is weird, but it's on both sides if you get that analogy. So the scale is showing that 6'7 with the default weight is going to be 84 speed. Now keep that 84 number in mind. Now you go down to 6'11, that's at 68 now. So that is a bit of speed that's lost. But now if you go from 6'11 all the way to 7'3, I mean, whew, is that a lot of speed lost. So then again, to come back to the whole charts and stuff like that of showing all the badges you can get, not to mention, we've already talked about what, you're going to be getting as far as the animations you can get for shooting, but also the jump shot animations, also the dribbling animations if you wanted to have any like handle on your build. I will say, I think 6'10s could be really, really good if you wanted to end up coming out here with something that is more of a stretch playmaking hybrid. So reason for that being, as you can see, max height for triple strike is going to be 6'11. You won't get speed booster, but you will get physical handles and you'll get, I think it's a big driver. So as you can see, minimum height 6'10. Blow by, max height 6'11. So 6'10 is getting a blend of certain things that you're like a min-max combo of essentially. So I think if you're going to do anything as far as, making a stretch big, making a tall big man, and you want to be like tall, I think 6'10", 6'11 is your sweet spot. Anything past that is looking really patched, in my opinion. Like, whether it's for badge reasons or it's for just the fact that the builder gives you significantly less speed. And I don't know, man, I was sitting here watching gameplay. It was your boy Tonio. Shout out to him. It's not like bad gameplay from him or anything like that. I'm just saying, I was seeing tall bigs looking sluggish out there, like heavy 7'3" type build essentially. But anyway, I want to go back to that Iggy Mo build real quick and show you what it looks like in 2K23 instead. Alright, so just a little reminder of what this looked like. It's a 99 overall, it's fully capped out, it's a 6'9 power forward at 242 and then 7'7 wingspan. Again, the weight, the speed, all that, it's all here. Now I want to pan over to 2K23 of making this exact same build and show you what this looks like. So check this out. All the same ratings, everything, the exact same, like to a T. Even the 1 speed with ball and the 32 close shot and the 30 post control and all that, even the free throw. Everything is the exact same, yet you're a 92 overall instead of a 99. So they have nerfed 6'9s significantly. But I will say, I'll speak on this in a different video, the 6'8s are looking clean. They're looking beautiful in terms of what I want from a build. Now, the 3-point rating is the real issue here when it comes to those wing builds, but we'll talk about that in another day. I just want to say, like, if you go high wingspan on these builds, though, you're going to be suffering on that 3-point rating. I mean, as you can see, he had 77 3-pointer. You can get an 82 in this game with this right here, the max wingspan and all that. So I don't know, man. I'm really intrigued to see how the game is going to play, because obviously at the end of the day, if you can shoot with a 77 3-pointer, it's a different story. But also, shooting badge requirements are much higher in this year's game too. Limitless range, it requires 85 3-pointer. Let's go back to that real quick. Okay, so here we have from JP for 3. Shout out to him. He makes really good charts and stuff like that. Absolutely follow him on Twitter. Drop him a like, retweet, whatever you want to do. But right here, I wanted to show you the difference in gold badge requirements between 23 and 24. So let's talk about shooting real quick. As you can see, like, we'll pretty much just show this part where it's like showing the shooting requirements. So for Agent 3, it's a higher requirement. For blinders, also higher requirement, kind of, in a way. It's less mid-range oriented, a little bit of the same for three-pointer. Catch and shoot, higher requirement, but you can get it through mid-range this time too. Claymore, much higher requirement. We got Comeback Kid, you know, even that's a much higher requirement. Everything here requires a higher three-pointer, yet we're looking at a builder that's harder to get a high three-pointer on than last year. So my whole point is, and what the general like consensus is in my streams and stuff like that, in the videos, the comments, is that inside bigs are going to see a bit of a revival in this year's game. It's going to be really tough for a lot of these people to transition though, and I'm sure you're one of the people watching that are going to be feeling this way. We've been 3 years in a row, if you've been playing next gen of 21, 22, 23, we've been playing 3 years in a row of constantly good spacing, outside bigs everywhere, rec centers 5 out, you know, constantly. You got park 3s is constantly 3 out ISO. You got 2v2 is double ISO at all times. I think we're going to see a bit of a revival of inside bigs again, and it does make me happy because that is my style that I'm biased toward 100%. But again, like, this is tough, man. It's a lot of different requirements. Even, you know what, for another thing, and this is very minuscule, but I just want to say that it actually speaks toward inside bigs. You don't even get slippery off ball through three-pointer and mid-range anymore. It's literally acceleration. So for someone like me, I'm actually going to be getting more speed, more slippery off ball than a stretch big, most likely, even though I'm up here inside. It's just ironic. It's just kind of odd how a lot of this stuff's going to work. And speaking of, you know, another style, like we just said, of the same thing that Tonic and Joey do, not only did they nerf your height, but they made it so Space Creator takes so much more to get. 73 mid-range for Space Creator last year, 88 for it this year. And that's for gold, right? 74 three-pointer for gold, and it's 87 now. I mean, we're looking at a whole new game, bro, as far as the shooting requirements. Midi Magician, 11 up on the mid-range. Limitless actually feels like it's the least, like, you know, crazy significance of a change. That's because it was already highly valued last year, and it's still +4. And the bronze is 85. If I go to what it was this year, I'm actually in the builder right now, it was 74. And again, 85 gets you silver. Nowadays, it gets you bronze. Same with, like, I think 92 three-pointer, it gets you gold in 2K23. It now gets you silver in 2K24. So a lot of interesting news here and a lot of things to get used to, and it's going to be a big adjustment for a lot of people because this builder is feeling very limited and very role player-esque. If you want to be a stretch big in this game, you're either not going to have amazing defense, you're not going to have amazing physicals, or your finishing is going to be almost obsolete. So I encourage you guys to stay prepared for stuff like that, because at the end of the day, I'm a big fan of stretch bigs even still. As much as you may think that I hate them because I'm an inside big, my slasher style of being a ball handler at the same time makes it so stretch bigs being on the floor is very convenient for me. It's very nice when I have people that are taller than me in some like Ben Simmons-esque way, where if I have taller people than me that can shoot, it'll get me smaller matchups of me being the more slasher-oriented player, and the bigs that are guarding those types of people, like my stretch bigs, they like to drop a lot. So it's really easy to get easy assists when taller people than me can shoot. So I'm sure we'll still be seeing them 100%. It's just they're not going to be in the same way of what it used to be, where it used to be extremely defensive. You'd be a rebounding freak while still having great chase down and block ability and great physicals and still be able to dunk, you know, get quick drops and maybe even some pro contacts. It's not working like that anymore. So I encourage you guys to stay on alert for that, and I appreciate you watching. If you made it to the end of the video, put stretch or go ahead and put shot in the comments, short sports all the way through. And again, if you are a stretch big, I'm sure you can still look for anything on my channel, because I'm gonna be, you know, definitely showing love to them off Tonic and Joey and whoever I'm playing with, SK, my boy. Or you can go ahead and follow Joey and Tonic as well, the stretch bigs that I actually would say have the most deep bag in the game of any stretches. So that's my opinion, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like I said, all that good stuff. And other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.